I have great empathy for many of the public servants here today wearing uniforms. I have great compassion for them because they have been given orders to do something here which is protecting the interests of a private company, to do something which is going to enable them to do permanent and irrevocable damage to this planet. And it is part of the police officers' oath that they are here to uphold the duty of care, to make sure that we do not harm our neighbours. And personally, I don't like the thought of living in a lawless society. And I think that although there may be some problems with the way our system has been developed and is running at the moment, there is a wonderful thing here that's worth rescuing. And it's about asking our public servants to honour the jobs that they've been entrusted by us to do.
Now some have died to pave the way, so we can vote come polling day. X marks the spot that gives us our voice. But how do we vote when there isn't a choice? If you thought that we would do nothing, you've misunderstood. For we are the sons and daughters of Robin Hood.
It seems to be that there's a few hundred police down here and a lot less protesters, and it's quite aggressive actually. It's quite aggressive what's happening. Big lorries, police lining up along the side of the road, innocent protesters sort of being pushed. It's aggressive, and they may say that they're there to protect us, but I suspect they're there to protect the interests of the quadrilla in this case.
I think this is really a testament to the fact that, first of all, the people in this camp are not being listened to. They're not being heard, and when they are speaking, their words are being twisted. And that's just a great shame that the establishment feel necessary to behave in that manner. And secondly, that it is testament to the nature of our society that something which is considered to be progress needs the protection of the muscle within our society.
The police presence here has been not only overestimated for the size of protesters and peaceful protests, but just very disgraceful, disgusting. You know, I've witnessed many disgusting things here. Kicking people's shins, stepping on the backs of your heels as they're pushing you along, and then if you fall over, boom, you're in immediate arrest under some trades union, you know, kind of act or something.
There's how many protesters and how many police? Do we need as many police here to basically, apparently, protect us? I don't see much protection going on. I see a protection of the trucks. I see the protection of the interests of quadrilla, but I don't see the so-called service to the public, service to the keeping protest alive. I don't see that happening. They may say that, but you know, action speaks louder than words.
Actually, the more you guys do that, the more you help our case.
Yeah,
and the more you destroy your own credibility. And your officer lost control. And your own video footage should show that.
It took place here on London Road in Balcombe. Officers CL 376 and CL 776 were pushing people despite repeated requests for them to stop pushing.
What upset me, apart from all the pushing and shoving and hitting, was this verbal abuse that they'd given, which I didn't really respond to at the time because I was being flung about, and looked around and there was a woman on the floor, out cold almost, pretty much looked sort of paralysed. They started saying, "Get out the way, you stupid bitch. You stupid bitches, get out the way." So that was really quite shocking, and one of the most shocking parts, really.
We appreciate your point of view. You have to understand that we're here to do a job as well.
But you also have a choice. You and all your fellow officers have a choice. You know, because otherwise, I mean, basically what you're saying is you're using the defence that is used by pretty much all war criminals. Now, I'm not suggesting that you are in the same league
just following
yet.
orders.
You're just following orders.
I have a lot of faith in the justice system of this country. Okay?
Really?
And it is going to be fought out in law courts.
Okay.
Now drilling in Morecambe will do you just fine. And you wanted to sell off our forests like you closed down. But if you thought that we would do nothing, you've misunderstood. And why is that, ladies and gentlemen? For we are the sons and daughters of Robin Hood.
The only reason that the police officers have been given orders to protect this site over the last few weeks is because the chairman of the select committee, the chairman, the CEO of Quadrilla happens to also be one of the key members of the select committee for energy that's advising our government. This kind of conflict of interest is absolutely rife in our public service. And until we address this, until we assert our rights as human beings, as citizens of this country, and we address the public servants who are not upholding the trust with which we have placed in them, this will continue. And this requires an educated, autonomous and honourable public in order to make that happen.
This camp here is primed on peaceful resistance. To peacefully resist is an action that is earthed in love. Love for those who do not welcome this act of resistance, and also love for the object that one apparently feels one is protecting. This is not what Dominic Lawson so callously called in The Independent some sort of soil sentimentality. This is actually much more about a hard-edged realism that the manner in which we corporately are giving permission to others to treat this planet is not the way forward. This is not about fluffy bunny rabbits and sweet little lambs and lovely little water bowls. So let's just get that straight. To peacefully resist means that I have to love my brothers and sisters who disagree with me, but I also have to remain firm in my conviction that what I am doing is something that I am called to do. And perhaps we might meet in the middle. Perhaps at least we might have a dialogue about this, but I am committed to peaceful resistance. When those, however, who are offering peaceful resistance are belittled, lied about, treated unkindly, and treated cruelly, then I feel that that peaceful resistance has to probably evolve into civil disobedience. And I am quite happy that as long as it's just civil disobedience and there is no violence involved against one human being to another human being, then I am more than happy to put my name to that and to take the consequences of having acted in that manner.
Because you know what? There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. Won't you just look away? There's nothing to see. Oh, for England's green and pleasant land is not there to put cash in your hand. I see your symbol is the English oak tree. Is that your idea of irony?
Now is the time to talk. The trouble is when you have a government that actually take away from the local councils where the fracking sites are actually being planned, when they take away the power from local councils to actually give permission or to decline permission, which is what has happened, then we're really kind of going into a bit of a police state. And that, I think, is very, very worrying under the circumstances, and we should all be very worried and concerned about that.
Now millions of eyes are turned upon you, and each one is watching what you will do, and all are ready to spoil your game. For the blood of an outlaw, it flows in our veins. That we would do nothing, you've misunderstood. For we are the sons and daughters of Robin Hood.
I think Middle England isn't really standing up. Middle England is beginning to wake up, and we're all actually beginning to wake up to the fact that the manner in which we treat this planet says a great deal about what type of species we are.